Let's talk about Geforce Now. No, we're going to talk about Geforce Now. If you don't know what Geforce Now is, I've been using it for probably 2 or 3 weeks now. I've gone through and done multiple sessions. I tried the free version. I tried the paid version. We're going to go through all of that today, talk about whether you should or should not get this, who is it for, and is it any good? So stay tuned and let's go through Geforce Now. Getting started with Geforce Now is as simple as going to NVIDIA.com and just look for Geforce Now, or go to Google and find it, and it'll take you to this page. Now, on PC or Mac, it's going to be a web page that you can sign up, or you can start your free trial. There is a free level of membership, and there are 2 premium levels of membership. So we'll go through all of those. We can go through, there's tons of games that you can play, and the catch with those games, we'll go through it here in a minute and talk about that. But let's go over Geforce Now. Geforce Now is basically a cloud machine that you are dialing into with your internet. So it doesn't matter what specs you have on your machine. If you can run a browser, you can play these games. So think about it as the faster your Wi-Fi connection or whatever connection you have to the internet, the better these games are going to play and the better FPS you are going to get. Now, can you play any game that's out there in the market? The answer to that is it's iffy, right? It depends. So they do support, I think, over 4,000 games at this point. So let's go ahead and take a look at the membership levels. So we have a basic rig you can join for free, 2,000 plus games, 1-hour gaming sessions, and this is timed. So when I went through and we did a test on this, you have ads that support the startup of the session, and also you will have a timer that goes off at 30 minutes. And then you have another timer that goes off at 5 minutes. When the time is up, it doesn't matter what you're doing. There's no save. There is no nothing. It will kick you out of the session. Now, you can restart that session, so we'll talk about that more when we talk about the free membership. The next one up is is the current plan that I am on. Yes, I am a paying member of Geforce Now. So no ads. You get 2,000 more games. You have install to play games, which we'll talk about in a minute. I'm not super excited about install to play. I feel like they're just saving space on their side and don't want to support all the games, which is not really that hard for them to do. We have 6-hour gaming sessions. I have yet to run out of that time yet, so I usually get only a couple hours to play, so that's great. You have 1440p up to 60 frames, priority access queue. I have never waited to play when I have played the performance tier, and this is why I haven't upgraded yet, because I don't have a wait. We have 8 vCPUs, 28 gigs of RAM, NVIDIA RTX ray tracing, 100 hours of premium monthly playtime. This is important. You still have a time limit for a month. If you do $10 a month, you still have a 100-hour limit. So doing some quick math, you have a little over 3 hours a day of gaming. We have HDR10, SDR10, ultra-wide monitor support, in-game settings persist. That's a really big deal if you do these virtual sessions. You don't want to set your session settings every single time. You don't want to log into your apps every single time. It gets really super annoying. And then you have Surround 5.1. Now, the ultimate is a GTX RTX 4080 machine is what you're playing, right? It's a really beefy machine. Now, my personal CPU, I have a 5070, and I have everything to run that type of machine. So you may ask, why do I have Geforce Now? Well, I have a Macintosh. I have an Apple. I just said Macintosh. How old am I? I have an Apple. It has an M4 inside, and it's a good machine, but not all the games I want to play are available, and the emulators / bottles for Mac, like wine and things like that, they're just really not working that well. So what's really worked is Geforce Now has their own app. So back to this. The GTX 4080 is what you get. You get up to 5K resolution, 240 frames, priority access, 16 cores. Still have the 100 hours premium monthly playtime. I think if you're going to double the amount of money, I think you should double at least the amount of time that you get. You get up to 7.1 sound, DLSS 3, which they just came out with DLSS 4 and they're working on 5. NVIDIA Reflex and Cloud G-Sync. Some games work with a 5080. Not every single game, but they're adding more games to support the 5080. So right now the default is a 4080. So those are the tiers. We have free, performance, and ultimate. If you do 12-month plans, you can save. It looks like you can save roughly 2 months by doing a full plan. So right now I'm on monthly. I may upgrade to a year. I played Diablo 4 on my phone with a controller. I have a Backbone controller and I logged in and I could play Diablo 4 just, chilling at the airport waiting on something. And the experience was really good. So we'll go through some of the experience, what the games look like when you dial into them, and all of that here shortly, but that is memberships. Now, if we go on to games, we have 4,000 plus games waiting in the cloud. So what does this mean? When you go in here, you can't just pick a game that you don't own and start playing. It has you log in to your Steam or your Battle.net or your Epic. All of those accounts you will log into, and it will, basically verify what games you own by having that login. So that connection is already made. It helps when you go boot up a game. You can just boot it up as if it's your account. You get your save. You get everything you would normally do if you were playing this on your own PC. The catch is you have to own the game. So is it worth buying the game and then buying a service to play the game? We'll do some math on that and look at cost over time of upgrading a machine, keeping it current versus just having good enough internet to run a gaming streaming service. So if we look at these titles, we have a lot of the free-to-plays. Anything that's free-to-play is obviously going to be free-to-play, but here's everything that you can connect. We have Ubisoft, Battle.net, EA, GOG, Epic, Steam, and Xbox. Now, again, you don't have to install these games. So if you don't have a lot of space on your machine and you don't want to install games, you don't have to install the games. They're installed on the GFN side, so no worries there. But we have new releases: Crimson Desert, Overwatch, Arc Raiders, Wuthering, all these great games, Rocket League, all the normal things, the top games that people are playing are on here. Warframe, World of Warcraft, ZZZ, DBD, just tons of really good top tier AAA releases, all the things that you would want supported. So if you're going in thinking, well, yeah, it's a paid service, but there's probably not a lot of games that I would want to play even if I own them, that's kind of that's not really what's happening here. There's a ton of really good games that they support. If you go through and find these games, we have something called install to play titles. Now, install to play titles, I'm just going to play, this seems like a scam. I'm just going to play the video and we're just going to watch this real quick.
Install to play is here on Geforce Now. Premium members can now install 2,000 plus additional Steam games.
Okay, premium members can install more games.
Getting started is easy.
Now,
Start by linking your Steam account in settings.
I'll hold my tongue until after the video.
Your supported games sync automatically. Search for a title or browse the install to play section. Look for the badge and check storage needs before installing.
Right.
Premium plans include 100 gigabytes of single session storage.
Okay, which we know that's like 2 games.
Saves, add persistent storage.
Okay, if you run out of storage,
Follow the prompts on the screen to add persistent storage.
go buy more storage.
Connected to the account
$8 a month
complete the purchase.
for 1 terabyte.
Click install, and the download begins. You'll hear the Steam chime when it's ready.
Mm-hmm.
Time to play.
Yay, time to play. Time to play. All right. Why is this a scam? Okay, it's a scam because number one, you are not installing the game locally. You don't get the storage. The storage is on cloud. It's on their servers. So you're basically buying more space to rent on their servers when you're already paying for a premium service. Number two, you only have 100 gigs whenever you have this service, and install to play is basically where you're going, you find a game you like, but they don't have it installed on their servers, which means it's probably not popular enough for them to host it and have all these connections. It's costing them. So they're charging you to install the game on their servers. This is what you're paying for. You're paying for the connection to their servers to use a virtual machine and the storage. And now they're like, well, you're already paying for that, but hey, this game, you're going to install it and pay for it again with storage if you don't have enough storage. Now, 100 gigs, some of these games, might be 20, 30, 40 gigs. Great. You can install a couple of games, but I mean, games like Diablo immediately, let's see, BF6 is going to eat up all of that storage immediately. So they host those games locally, which is great. But if you find a beefy game like that that's not supported and requires installation, and then all of a sudden you're hitting another paid tier just to hit cloud storage, which puts the game on their servers, you don't get it on your server, and you don't get the game. I don't know. I feel like that's it's a little bit of a cash grab. So anyways, that's install to play. That's my opinion on it. Not really a huge fan. I feel like they could just add it to either the higher tier to get you to upgrade, or they could do something else to work this around where it feels like you're not just being nickeled and dimed inside the game. And if you go to download, so here's the fun part about GFN. So GFN will install on basically anything that I can find so far. So if you have a headset, if you have an older phone, if you have a tablet, Windows, Mac, I think Linux, well, it's browser. Yep, Linux has a beta, Windows ARM, Chromebook, handheld, so Steam Deck, ROG Ally, Lenovo. Now, those devices, the gaming handhelds, are designed to play your games. I don't see a real need for this service on those types of machines because you can already download and install those games unless you just had a storage problem. And if you had so many games you wanted to play, but you couldn't install them all and you didn't want to uninstall, reinstall, and do all of that, if you had a storage limitation, I would say this service would be great because you can pay $10 a month or $99 for the year and basically run any game they have installed on their servers as long as you have internet. So that's the only caveat to that. We have everything down here. So MetaQuest, Amazon Fire TV, Sony TV, you can get these apps and basically load this on your TV. So let's just say, hey, I don't want a console, I don't want a PC in my living room, but I can get this app on my TV. You could just boot up a controller and just start playing for $10 a month and play tons of different games as long as you own the game. I mean, I think that's pretty fantastic. You can't install any of those games on a TV unless you had a device there. So if you don't want the device there, you still want to use these games and play on a TV and just play on your couch. I think it's a phenomenal service for that. The reason I got it is I'm on my Apple MacBook Pro quite a bit, and then if I just want to fire up a game, I don't want to swap over to a Windows laptop or a handheld device or anything like that. I just kind of want to stay on the device, and so having a native app is great. The experience on my phone and a tablet is a little bit different. So they don't actually have an app. They provide what's basically, you install the website as like an app. And so when you tap on it, it takes you to the site, you log in, you do all your things and get to use it. The experience actually works pretty well, but that's the way they kind of got around not actually being in the App Store. And you probably won't ever see an app for them there. Now, Windows, Mac, things like that, they don't have to worry about that. There's no store. They just provide the direct download, no big deal. So that is how you play. Basically, you can play in their app or you can play in the browser, or you can play in a pseudo app, whether you're on an iOS or an Android device. Currently, there are 5,356 games supported in GFN, and if you go to the filter, you can pick by your library. You can pick by your favorites. One of my favorite things is digital stores. So if you have like a game, you're like, hey, I have a game on Ubisoft. Cool, let's go check it out and see which ones they have that they support. You can go click there. If you want to click GOG, GOG unfortunately only has 5 games, but you go through Epic. Epic has 1 million games, so it filters and shows you 541 games from the Epic store are here. No surprise, Steam has 5,100 of the 5,300 games on here, so tons of games, right? So over 5,300 supported, so that's good. And the filter is great. You can pick games that you own. You can pick games you might want to own. You can check out install to play. We have nothing installed. Install to play games. There's 3,100 games that are installed to play. Again, I'm not sure why you would use that feature, but it's a great filter there, so you can pick all your games. Now what I want to do is actually go through a little bit of the free tier experience, the paid tier experience, and then talk about, you know, what's better for each one, what works well, what doesn't, and then you can decide from there which one you'd like to pick. Okay, I am logged into my free version accounts. We are using Royale with cheese up here. That is not my normal thing, but we're going to load up. This is the free version, so we're going to look for Warframe. We've already connected Steam, so we have Warframe, and we're going to go ahead and hit play, and it's going to tell us that it's loading, and we're going to have ads. I'll go ahead and mute the ads as we go through here, and it shows you have 63 gamers ahead of you. Right, so it looks like we're in. That took about 5 minutes. You got to get through the ads, and then you got to wait for your timer, and then you get to play the game. Essentially what happens when you load any game is it loads your Steam or your GOG or whatever you needed to log into to get to the game. If you weren't playing GFN, is what it loads. So it loads it in a mini session, and when you open the game, it's already patched, it's ready to go. You shouldn't have to install anything. You could not have this game on your PC and you play it in here and it's already loaded. So we have Warframe. The only thing I have to do, since Warframe has a separate mini launcher outside of Steam, it boots its own little launcher, then you just click play. So we are logged in, and you just, for the first time, you want to click auto login with Steam. And we are just going to pick a daily tribute reward. You can see I've got 768 daily tributes. Look at me go. I actually haven't played Warframe in about a year. It looks like I'm going to get a ton of achievements through Steam. I'm not sure if these are achievements I've already gotten or if it's just catching up from past sessions, but we're going to pick an easy mission. We're going to go through and do a fissure. All right, we'll scroll down and look for an easy fissure. Probably do the capture mission. Those don't take very long at all. Pick our relic. Not going to upgrade it. And quit for mission, and we'll just go. So the graphics look really good here. This is the free version. Again, we had a 5-minute wait to get in, but once we did, we were able to log into the game, get going as if we were just playing it natively on our PC.
You are here on a capture mission. You must find, capture, and extract our target. Void fissures. You need them to open a relic, but are you confident you can withstand their fury? A fissure. Defend yourself and use reactant to open relics. The enemies are dropping reactant. Keep fighting. Look for more reactant. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. You found a target. Capture them quickly before they escape. Scans indicate our target is in the vicinity. Find them. Success. The captive is safely in our hands. Congratulations, Tenno.
Alright, we have successfully completed the mission. We're just going to zip zap out of here. Alright, we wrap that up. Let's go ahead and exit the game and let's look at Genshin Impact. Alright, kicking off into Genshin, we can see that we have 40 gamers ahead of us as we load up into this game. Now, the timer does go down quite a bit as you sit here and wait, but it's a good idea, you know, to go grab yourself a beverage, hang out, get a snacky. But what you do want to do is you want to be close by whenever this timer does go off, because as soon as your session gets up, you've got a kind of a limited amount of time to react to it, or else it'll put you back into an idle state and you'll have to restart this timer. Probably one of the best features they've implemented to get you to subscribe is the timeout function. So as soon as you get your rig ready, you better be ready to execute. All right, we got through that list of gamers waiting for a rig, and now it's our turn. So basically, it is just loading up the client right now. And this is the Hoyoverse client. So what you'll see here is it's cool because they've installed Hoyoverse on the background. They've installed the game itself, which Genshin is a pretty beefy installation already. So if you don't want this on your machine, or if you're playing this on mobile, oh my gosh, this is like 35 or 40 gigs on mobile whenever you download the game. So we're going to go in through here, enter email, password, log into Hoyoverse just like we normally do. It's going to patch the game a tiny bit, which is a little bit annoying because the game should be already auto-patched, but it's kind of how it works whenever we log into these games. Agree to terms, pick your server. You shouldn't have to agree to terms every single time. It should remember that, but this is the free version, so there are certain things that they do not carry over as far as settings are concerned. So we're preparing data to load, 100%. You're ready to go. This is going to load my game, my server. So the cool thing is about games that you have on somebody else's server, such as Hoyoverse or Apex or Diablo or anything like that, like your progress is going to load because it saves on their servers, right? If you have a game that's doing like local saves on your machine, which feels kind of rare these days, then that game is not going to load very well for you. Here we go, playing Genshin, and we are, again, we have not loaded this game. It is not installed locally. We are playing it through the internet on one of Geforce Now's machines. So this is my team that I've got here. I'm pretty low in my MR rank. So I'm still kicking around, haven't really done many expansions or anything, but I do pick up the game every once in a while. It is still fun. I do like the Hoyoverse games. I like the gacha games. They are pretty cool. All right, we've teleported into a different part of the scene here. We're just going to kind of check out some of the action and see how good frame rate is, how good the gameplay is, so on and so forth. So far, even on the free version, still pretty smooth. We got to shoot 4 barrels. Limited amount of time to do it. 20 seconds. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And there's 4. And challenge complete. So there you go. That's the game. It looks really good for the free version, and you can play this pretty much any device that you would like that you can install Geforce Now on. So that's a look at the free version, some of the wait times, and what the games actually look like when you play them. All right, now time for the fun stuff. We are going to load up 3 games from our premium account. We have a performance account. This is the $9.99 tier. It's hard for me to say that with braces for some reason. Let's go ahead and do Elder Scrolls Online first. Gonna click play. Takes me to a nice little splash screen here, which looks like the one in Steam. Okay. This is real-time loading. I'm not going to speed this one up. It's going to tell me Steam has some cool stuff. It is opening the game in the background, so I don't actually have to do all of this. Takes me to the launcher for ESO. We don't have this game installed. I actually haven't played it in probably a year. We're going to hit play. And there we go. It is booting up the game. We've got the ZeniMax screen here. Okay, and we are in. So we've got, these are my 4 characters. We've got all of these guys. And we're not on ESO Plus or anything like that. And we can just hit play. And so there we go. We booted up the game. We're in the game. We don't have it installed. And we're probably in game within a couple minutes. And it looks like there is a thing to get you caught up, catch up mechanic here. All right, there we go. So 1 game down. Let's go ahead and quit. Going to take me back to the main screen, and we'll go back here. Go back to our favorites, and let's pick another one. Let's do, let's see. I don't actually have Bordie 4. Let's do Minecraft Dungeons. This is a game that I own through the Xbox store. You can have this on your PC on the Xbox app or the Xbox store, and it's supported through here as like a streaming connection. But you can see there's no wait times when you have the paid version. You just have a little bit of a load time to get into the game. Hopefully I'm signed into my account. I may not be. We might have to check that out. We'll see. Press any button. So we got logged in. Here's my character. In Minecraft Dungeons, you can actually go and download your heroes or upload your heroes. I don't really like the way they do cloud saves in this game, but that's neither here nor there. I can get my characters and start playing their progress on Geforce Now, whether I'm playing on my phone or tablet or my MacBook Pro or wherever else I'm going to be using Geforce Now. The last game I'm going to load is Borderlands 4. Now, Borderlands 4 on my machine, I've got a 5070, I've got 32 gigs of RAM, and I've got a Intel 14th gen processor. It's an i7. It's a pretty good machine. This game has horrifically always loaded shaders for minutes and minutes. It's always been bad. So we're going to check it out on loading on Geforce Now and see how it goes. Okay, we apparently applied a patch into the game. It is now running a PowerShell command within a virtual environment to reload the game. Let's go ahead and see how long this takes. We had already compiled shaders previously. Now we just applied a patch. Now we're compiling shaders again. And there you have it. we we couldn't even load Borderlands 4 because it went inactive loading the shaders. So not the greatest example of Geforce Now. So we're actually going to load this. We're going to load it up on PC and see how long it takes. All right, Borderlands 4, compiling shaders, Act 2. Because this one applied a patch as well, and now we're compiling. We're going to see how long compiling takes now, if the patch really helped, or if the patch did not. You can tell on my machine, it looks like it's going a little bit faster with the patch. The Geforce Now, it actually went slower. Into the game at 2:09. 2 minutes, 9 seconds. All right, wrapping up, we've got some pros and some cons here, and I'm going to go through these the way that I see it. This may not be everybody's pros and cons list, but is it worth it? Let's start with the pros. So easy to install and run games. You don't even have to install them. They're just there. But you do have the option to install and run. Save cost on hardware and maintenance. So we are basically, you can use a tablet or anything that has internet and a screen, basically, and you can get to this app. Then you can run these games with a controller. And if you're on a PC or a MacBook, then you can use mouse and keyboard as well. Play on any device with internet. That is basically, I mean, we've seen it runs TVs, Android TV, we have iOS, Android, we have Apple, we have Windows, we have Linux. So we have all those different platforms to choose from. So pretty wide variety when you're looking to take your games to different devices. Large library of games, we have over 5,300 games that are currently supported. And we don't have a need to patch the games, right? They're patched in the background on their servers. So being supported means it's installed on their servers and patched and ready to go. And then save hard drive space. Honestly, when I do laptop gaming, that's one of my biggest caveats, I guess, to installing a game is how much space is this thing going to take? Which some of my games take, over 100 gigs. I mean, Diablo itself can be, if you run full graphics, full res, can be like over 120 gigs, right? Some games like Borderlands, over 100 gigs, COD. Like you do like 3 games, you're taking up over most of your 500 terabyte hard drive with the OS installed, right? If I look at the cons, you do need a good internet connection. I've played on LTE, so you can play on phone networks as long as you have a good LTE signal there, but that can go up and go down. It gets kind of spotty. You kind of want to be on Wi-Fi for sure. The free version has wait times, so if you're not going to subscribe to this, then you will be waiting quite a bit, and if you aren't there at the screen whenever you get in, you have a possibility of getting timed out and you have to restart your session, which means you're going to be restarting your place in line. Now, caveat to that is you only have 1 hour to play when you're on the free version, but you can start a new session as soon as it's over. So you could essentially play as much as you want, and as much as you want to wait on the free version, you just have those built-in wait times, right? And you still need to own the game. So you're not looking at, even if you tried to do this free, you couldn't do it free unless you're playing free to play games. So if you're playing Fortnite, Apex, and other things, and you don't want to pay the price, you can actually do Geforce Now 100% free. Just log in and play games. So if you didn't have a good computer, couldn't play at full graphics, things like that, and you want to try Geforce Now, you can do a day pass for $3.99 or $7.99 depending on the version. But if you just want to do free and just log in and see what it's all about, just create an account, go dive in, and just check it out. As soon as you get past the wait line, which could be anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes, depending on who's in the queue, you can check out whatever game you want to, whether it's free to play or a game that you already own. So with that, for me, it's going to be a yes because of the multiple devices I play on, and some of them don't run Windows, some of them don't run Xbox games, some of them just don't run games at all, like my MacBook. So it's going to be a great option for that when I'm in a different place. I don't have access to the game that's on a hard drive. Maybe it's on a different machine. Maybe I don't have space to download it, or maybe I don't have internet in a hotel that can download 100 gigs, but I do have internet that can at least get me connected to Geforce Now. So then I could play any of the games that are supported versus me going, which games do I want to take on vacation? Kind of like with a book, like which books do I want to take, right? This kind of eliminates that and kind of gets me the e-reader experience, which is, hey, I want to get a new book. It's already in my library. I just have to bring it with me and we're kind of good to go. So that is it for Geforce Now. It is up to you now to make that decision of, try and buy, which is very cheap or free, or if you want to go in full. I didn't see any benefits to doing the full $20 per month subscription. I know you get a higher tier machine, but also everything I've been playing has been really good, minus Borderlands 4. And I feel like you don't get any more time. You get 100 hours per month with both paid subscriptions. So I don't really see that much more benefit of upgrading for now until maybe they boost the time. If I'm really running out every single month, we'll see how that goes. But for now, that's it for Geforce Now. Make sure to subscribe and follow up for more videos from me, and I will see you in the next one.